Are we live? I think we're live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. The third of the day, in fact. Today is the final one. Well, not like the final live stream I ever do. But this should be the first print on the Voron 2.4 300mm. And ain't she a beaut? So, good evening everyone and welcome back. Good to have you here. Let's get stuck into it. First, of course, I have to remind you that this video is sponsored. This video would not have been possible without our sponsors, Firmware and Big Tree Tech. So a big thank you to them for supporting Vector 3D. You can find out more by just watching some more, or you can follow the links in the video description. Good. It's been a very long day. Streamed about 6 hours and a bit, 20 minutes something already. And we're back for a third time to finish it off with the final print. First print. Final print. First and final print. I will only ever do one print on this printer. No, that would be silly. So there are a few things we need to do before we just immediately launch into the first print. Those things are the bed surface. We have to do a treatment to the bed surface. We need to like warm up the whole enclosure and make it nice and toasty warm so we can print some ABS without any of the old warpy warp. Don't you and Nero, it's your fault I'm starting my 2.4. Yeah, well. So yeah, filament holder, the filament guide thing, a bit of tube to do the rest of it. And then I think we'll be good to go. So first things first, what we're going to do, so you have to do, how do I start this? The filler print bed surface is a special little gem of a surface. It's a very good surface from my experience, but it does take a little bit of special treatment to get it to work as you would want. Yeah, there's no top door latches. You can go watch the previous episode to find out why. Long story short, acrylic's too big. Anyway, the filler farm print surface is a bit of a special one. It is capable of some extraordinary performance, but you too have to treat it well in order to be provided such performance by the printing gods. So what we have to start with is a bit of heating treatment. So first we'll leave it cold for now. We'll get it started and then we'll start the heating. So basically what we have to do is get the print surface out, put some paper towels on it, wet them, then heat it up and kind of steam it all clean. It sounds a bit weird. It was a bit strange the first time I did it, but that's the dealio. I think it might say on one of these sheets about using both hands, position it, work slowly. Technique, step 2, conditioning. You must condition your filler print before your first print. Moisten kitchen paper or towel with water. Cover the filler print bed completely with the moist cloth. Heat your print bed to 95 to 100 Celsius. Retain this temperature for 10 to 15 minutes. Take your time for the first print to achieve best results. Our recommendations, It can stick exceptionally well, but you do have to treat it very nicely first. So I'm going to use this, hopefully. Got to be Normally I would get a lot of water just right here, but because I've got all this electrical stuff in close proximity, I'm a little bit wary. So I've got a few paper towels basically. We're going to make them nice and wet. This is the filler print by Filler Farm. As far as I'm aware, the point of the surface is to basically steam clean the bed. Normally I do this after it's already on the printer, so I think that's going to be enough. It's pretty moist. If we press it any harder, rather, if we put more liquid in it, I think it's going to start might start coming out, and we don't want that. So now we put it on the bed, being careful not to make any water go anywhere other than where we want it. So that's in there now. Now we're going to get the heat on. Oh, not 10 degrees. Let's try 100 degrees. So that's going to slowly heat up. Unfortunately, there is not one I prepared earlier. We do have to actually wait. So I think this view might be a bit better for checking on stuff. You can hopefully see a little bit more of what's going on. So we'll set a timer for 10 minutes. There we go. Is that magnetic? There's nothing metal to test it on. I'm using the Dragon High Flow. So while all that's warming up and getting nice and juicy and warm, Yeah, I was going to use my phone, but you know. No, the bed's just warming now. My bed screws are already slightly tightened and loosened. The front two are a little bit looser than the back two. So we're gonna be printing with this eSign ABS Blue because one, it's Voron, so it seems logical to print with ABS, and two, most of the parts are printed out of that material or similar to that material. So it seemed like a good material to use. We've got a couple of pieces that we need to add on for this filament jiggery. According to my instructions, it goes out like that. So let's go set this up. True, it is after the bed reaches temperature, and it is heating up quite slowly. I was thinking, I kind of forgot how slowly it got to temperature. It's a very slow heat up, this bed, because it's only running at 80% power. We'll start the timer when we get there. So this is going to use, I think, this and this. Nope, that's not going to work. Going to have to use a hammer nut because the spacing is not appropriate. I think the first print is going to be that Voron cubey thing. It was that or a Benchy, but I think they have I've got a little guide here on the second screen for this is the design Voron cube. So. Do you mean explaining the fact that there's loads of wet cloth on the bed? Is that what you want me to explain? So the wet cloth on the bed is because reasons. No, it's so the Voron. No, the Filiprint surface is a bit of a special surface. You have to really take care of it, and it takes care of you. So in order to kind of prepare it for first print, you should do what I'm doing. So you put water on some cloths, you put the cloths on the bed, and you heat the bed to 100 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, this is taking an awfully long time to heat up. It's like a blooming steamer in there. I think we're going to leave this open because otherwise we're going to steam all of our electronics. Yeah, you have to give it a nice spa, basically. Give it the nice spa treatment and then it will treat you well. If you don't give it a spa treatment, it'll just get mad and then there's no hope. Once it's had a good steam, you'll be off to the races. I'm not sure how I feel about this filament guide tube business. What did the guide look like? Oh, yeah, about there. Yeah, so yes, as you said, the default is 60%. Mine's currently running at 80%, but I'll probably up it to 100% because it gets a bit slow. I've got the power, I might as well use it. I don't think it's going to be a problem. So the Lazy Susan's gone, so I can't really show you what's going on at the back. It's not very easy to move, especially now everything's powered on. And I've got a wet bed on there, so don't really want to go over the top. Oh, it smells funky. Right, we're at 100 degrees. We have been for a little while, actually. About a minute. Let's reset that. How the dickens is this filament guide supposed to work? Oh, it goes on the side. Oh, I've put it at the top, you silly bean. Yep, that's not coming out. Where's my M5 things? Oh, that's an M3 one. Everything's such a mess now after today's chaos. Normally there's a lot of stuff up here, but I keep it at least semi-organised so I know what's going on. After today, it's just a total mess. Probably best to have some circulation through here so you're not really steaming your components quite like I am. It's probably not really the idea. I think the main reason for not suggesting polycarbonate is that in general people already have a tough enough time printing ABS, and in theory polycarbonate is harder to print. Now I know the Prussian PC blend is pretty good filament, and Pruss have a good way of printing it on their machines, so if you can print that and want to try that, it doesn't seem unreasonable to give it a go. I don't think PC blend will bend over time too much, so you should be okay. So just feeding the filament through the back here. I'm not sure I like the spool holder being on the back. I'll have to do something about that. The amount of steam is phenomenal. Oh, and we're through, that's good. Just trying to make sure my electronics don't get condensation on them, because that would not be good. So I think we need to start the print fan, and that'll try and get some air circulating around there. And I think we'll move the whole lot up a bit as well. After it's steamed, you can make eggs and bacon. See, oh, it's hot and it's wet. It looks quite dry. I think the edges are dry. The trouble is this 4 towel configuration. Obviously, the middle is 4 layers thick and the corners are only 1 layer thick. So there's definitely some improvements to be had in terms of even spread over the first layer, but it's definitely given it a good old steam in. In the meantime, we need to find something to slice. So, test cube. Apparently this is what we print. That looks a bit naff, having that weird X that drops off the corner. But sure, why the hell not? Where's the download button? There. And we're going to try Super Slicer. Which is not something I'm familiar with, but we're going to give it a go. So all sorts of fancy stuff. 0.2mm, 0.4 nozzle. When you start printing, remember to change the camera. We're still 2 and a bit minutes from that, and I do want to heat the chamber a bit as well. I didn't tune any of this. This is all pre-made profiles, so. One minute of steaming to go. I'm a little bit uncertain about first layer. This is my challenge at the moment that I'm worried about. I obviously really don't want to damage the print surface. That would be a major fail. This is saying 1 hour and 1 minute for a flipping cube. Are you joking me? What happened to this being a fast printer? What is it spending so much time doing? How big is this bloody cube? 30mm. Where's the slice preview? Here we go. It's got 3 perimeters. Gyroid infill. Oh, is this iron top layer as well? I think that's what this is. It's definitely doing some weird... You can see there's extra lines here. I'm not sure how much time they're adding. Looks like not much. It's only adding 2 minutes, so that's okay. Don't mind doing that. Why are you steaming the bed? It's what you're supposed to do for this print surface. Oh, the timer's 40 seconds. Is that 40 seconds past? Yes, it's counting up now. So, let's remove this. Being careful, obviously, not to touch the bed. This is obviously nice and dry. Let's close this up. I feel like the rate of the fan speed out the back is a little bit excessive. So I'd quite like to reduce that a bit if I can. Exhaust fan, yeah, it's 100%. Why don't I get a dial? That's kind of annoying. Okay, so I believe we configured this to run and send the G-code directly to Klipper. So if we click that, Voron Design Cube V7, use / as a directory separator. So that's sent it. So hopefully in here now. Oh, there's a thing in jobs. We're going to have to heat the extruder. Let's heat that to 240. What's wrong with 100% exhaust? Well, chamber temperature as well. So obviously the amount that the exhaust is exhausting is equal to the amount that's being fresh air drawn into the main printing volume. And obviously that means the more air is being exchanged, the more heat you have to add in to try and retain the temperature. Whereas if you have like no exhaust and totally sealed, it's the same air. So hopefully you can see how the more exhaust you have, the more air you've got to heat. I'm going to use the tuning. Hopefully we can tune as we print and we'll increase the speed as we go. It is a bit noisy as well. I don't think I've enabled soft PWM, so maybe that's why. I did enable stealth chop, but only for like really slow speeds, so anything under like 50 or 60 millimeters a second. So it's probably going to be pretty loud. Right, let's bring the Z back down to the bed-ish. And we'll bring... Yeah, so I can't type in new numbers. Oh no, sort of can. Y to 0. Ooh, that's very close to the door. It's a really awkward angle for me to do this, especially with the door being in the way. I also don't want to let all that warm air out, but can't really do much about that, I suppose. Most of the soak is, I think, making all the surrounding components the right temperature. Oh, come on, you bastard. Can't get it in the hole! Well, that's annoying. Why can't I get it in? Oh. How do we get this close to printing and I can't get the freaking filament in? Let's see if we can force it in. Nope. There's something weird going on. Oh man. How? How? Blimey, it's hot in there. Why is it jamming? I think it's when I did that cold pull earlier. I think something might have jammed, which would be tremendously disappointing. I'm gonna have to face it towards me a bit. Lost my, oh no, filament's inside it. Really? Is this really happening right now? I don't believe it. There's something wrong, isn't there? Definitely. Oh dear, we were so close. Oh, I feel like I need to take a top off, it's so warm. It's warm and very steamy, which makes it particularly unpleasant. Right. And now I'm going to very carefully try and take this hot... Oh, the hot end's already super hot though. No! We were so close! How did this happen? You could have a minute and a question mark. Oh. I need like a 1.7mm pokey stick because I think it's just a tiny bit of plastic or something, I don't know. Or something's just like out of kilter a little bit, something's loose. Or there's a screw or something dropped in it or something daft. How? We were so close. What do I have? I did have some brass at some point in a stick form. Here we go. I think this is open. Yep. I might regret this, but I'm not sure I'm even getting as far as this is getting. This is getting all the way down to the hot end. This is not... I'm not even getting to the hot end at the moment. That's the problem. I'm hitting something that's like... If I stick a piece of tube down there, is that going to help? Bit of the old PTFE tube, stick it down the hole. Didn't realise you could open that. Yeah, it's jamming on the edge of the... just after the Bondtech gears, annoyingly. Let's move to X through 250 maybe. So if we're going in this way, let's put a really tight bend at the end. And we're in. Right. We're back in action. Heat that bed. Look how well that sticks. Holy balls. Oh, it's blooming hot in there. Blooming hot. Didn't need this brass really. Just needed to realise I could open the blooming side door. Okay. Klipper docs say not to switch between stealth chop and spread cycle as there are issues when switching. Oh dear. Well, let's go change it all back then, shall we? I'd probably rather have stealth chop, to be honest. I do like the silence. Ooh. That was a dramatic click. There's a potential to lose a step at high speeds if they change mode. Yeah, so I mean, my intention with that is really just for the low speed stuff. Once you're at high speed, you should be using one or t'other anyway. Decide what you want, because, yeah, as you say, you don't want to be switching when you're already at high speed. Nero says one thing and everyone's, "Hi, Nero! Hi, Mum!" It's good to have you here, Nero. No pressure. Self-dropping junk, give me all the talk all the time. I prefer some peace and quiet, especially when I'm sleeping. I know I just disabled stealth chop. We're keeping it on maximum talk while we're doing this. Oh, all those ABS fumes is making me nose go funny. Apologies. Shall we do it with this angle? I think this angle would be good. This would be good. That way you can't see anything. I know, you've got this. What if we just put that there? There you go. Ah. Let's start the print, right? Ready? Let's go start this print. I'll watch it and I'll just tell you how good it is. Oh dear. It is out of sync, isn't it? I don't know. I think it's about ready to time to go, isn't it? It's time to go. It's time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Is everything audio, video all good? obviously we're going to be using this view. I think we'll rotate it a little bit so that you can see nicely. Yes. Lovely. Send it. Oh dear. The first layer is going to be chaos, I know. I can just see that coming right now. How do you start a print? Print. We're off. We're off. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Do want to. It's a bit louder now. Oh, a screw's just fallen off from somewhere. Hopefully that's not important. How the hell? I think I dropped that earlier when doing something else. So, tune, that's what I want. Z offset, that's what I need. So I'm imagining I'm going to need that pretty sharpish as soon as the print starts. I'm pretty confident it's going to be okay, but there's every chance it won't be. Is it plus that I want to go? Doesn't plus make it closer to the bed? I have set the Z offset, I think. I mean, not really, no, but sort of. What do you mean? It's at 0. It said to do it when you print, so I'm doing it when I print. Is that okay? I did pro-calibrate, I calibrated for the thickness of the material, and it just said for finer detail, do this. So this is what I'm doing. Why has it stopped? Why has it stopped? Preheat. It's going to 250 on the nozzle. Holy bananas. Okay, sir. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's so tense. Oh. There's no filament coming out. Here we go. Bit dodgy on that first layer, but it's really difficult to see from this angle. Yeah, our first layer is absolutely miles off still. I want minus, right? More minus should be closer to the bed. Some pretty good dad dancing. Whoop. I'm not dad, but still, it's still dad dancing. Just old man dancing. It's alive, it's alive. It's on the second layer now, so adjusting this is just going to make it worse. Fingers crossed, we'll make it. Hopefully bed is at maximum stickiness. I am mildly concerned. There's no cooling yet. Hopefully that's okay. Well, everyone, we appear to have a Voron. And 113 people. Don't forget to like the stream. We must like the stream. And I'm going to have to do an advert because it's 50 minutes in. Sorry, but we have to do it. 2 minutes, we'll be back. This live stream would not have been possible without our sponsors, Firmware and Big Tree Tech. Firmware are a 3D printing bed specialist based in Germany. Print is their high-performance, durable print surface designed to grip parts tightly when hot, but release them when cold. Their switch system utilises a strong magnetic sticker and 0.6mm spring steel to allow for easy swapping of bed surfaces. The bed plates offered are made from cast aluminium plate and are extremely flat, helping you get the best adhesion across the whole first layer. All of this can be made to standard sizes or customised upon request. Keep on watching to find out more, or follow the links in the video description. The Big Tree Tech Octopus is a 32-bit control board with loads of connectivity options for performance 3D printers like the Voron 2.4 and RapRig VCore 3. It can connect up to 8 stepper drivers, 8 fans, 6 end stops, 5 thermistors, 4 heaters plus BL Touch, RGB LEDs, a TFT screen, USB-C and more. Pairing the Octopus with TMC 2209 stepper motor drivers allows for quiet operation using Stealth Chop, performance using Spread Cycle and Stool Guard for sensorless homing. Big Tree Tech also offer a mini 12864 display, which is ideal for the Voron 2.4 design. Check the links in the description to find out more. We're back. Oh, I've restarted the print. No. It's going fine at the moment. It's looking a little bit on the mushy side, I'll be honest. And we know that that first layer is going to be a little bit rubbish, so I wouldn't be surprised if it comes off purely because that first layer was miles away. So I actually ended up doing the bed thing twice in terms of that surface calibration. The first time was at 0.7, the second time was at 0.4. We're running it at 0.4, which makes me think that this was probably like 0.2 or 0.3 off, potentially. Because I think the first time I did it at 0.7 was probably the most accurate. But it is legit working. $5 from Nero 3D, it's doing the thing! Thanks Nero, very much appreciated. Oh, look at that! What a reflection! Oh, it couldn't be more perfect. These are pedestrian print speeds, aren't they? Shall we crank it up to Voron level? So first we'll go 150%. Yeah, it's not really very loud, is it? Was that I can get you a really good super slicer or prusa slicer profile? I would very much appreciate it. I'm using the default super slicer one at the moment. Just because, you know, having spent 6.5 hours on this today already, I didn't want to start with a profile from scratch. Tuning profiles is probably actually my least favourite part of 3D printing, I must say. If you can provide a good profile, I would be hugely happy. I mean, I'm planning to use Prusa Slicer really, because that's just what I use. And I generally don't customize profiles, purely because of this one time I spent so long on them, and they didn't back up properly, and I lost the whole blooming lot. And now I can't commit to that time limit. The amount of time needed to make good profiles, knowing that they're not absolutely safe. So I just use default ones because I know if everything goes to, you know, out the door, I can still always get the default ones back. Right, that's 150%. This is 200%. And nothing's broken yet. What are you printing? Is that a what are you printing or what are you printing? I'm printing a little cube, a little Voron cube. The thing is, I don't really like the XML backup system file. It's just annoying. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a bit of a noob when it comes to that kind of software side. I just don't enjoy it. If there was like cloud storage profiles and like that kind of stuff where I could just save them there, so wherever they are, I know that they're always backed up permanently, then I would commit to improving them. And then I can download them wherever I need them and put them back up or whatever. They're constantly synced, absolutely fine. But when I have to manually like export config files and import, and that process on itself is just a mess, I think. I just rather not do it. I think slicing at the moment really needs a big rethink. I don't really like it. That's maybe a story for another day. Apart from the screw that fell out. Yeah, what? I have no idea where that screw actually came from. It was an M3 by 8mm screw. Yeah, I don't know, it's bizarre. Hopefully I don't get too many more screws just fall out. Travis, thank you very much for the 10 currency that I don't know. Hang on, let me look it up. What? Singapore dollars. Thank you very much. Oh dear. Printer.config, you've got to avoid the printer.config. Just don't say printer.config, because it will just remove all your messages. That's the worst Benji I've ever seen. Good. I'll leave you lot to judge it at the end. How much faster should we go? Nero, how much faster can we go? How many percentages? Oh! Fluid shows the flow rate in millimeters cubed per second. Yes! This is one thing that Duet doesn't have. That's so good. It shows you at each move what the flow rate is. That's absolutely amazing. I've been wanting that for ages. So we're still only pushing like, apparently like 2.7, 2.8 cubic millimeters a second, which is novice. Has Nero gone? No. I think it's peaking maybe at 3 or 4. I mean, I know even a V6 can do more than that. I can't believe that's actually correct, to be honest. 4.1. It must be averaging it, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Oh, I was looking, okay, no worries. Let's try 250%. $18 sounds about right for Revo. 12 was about right for V6, 10 to 12, depending on material and everything. But Dragon High Flow, I'm pretty sure can go quite a bit more. The thing is, it really needs more space. Somebody sent me an email. .72 flow width and 0.2 layer height. That's very wide compared to what I would normally print. Yeah, this is only, well, presumably 0.45. That's what I would normally expect. Obviously brought forward from the Prusa days. Where is it? Oh, this one does width and spacing that I like. Because I swear sometimes I get extrusion flow rate just right and then the top layer still looks weird. Ah, infill only, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? Oh! Ah, disaster! Disaster has struck. How do we stop? How do we stop? How do we stop? I don't know how to stop. Where's the stop button? Let's keep everything hot, please. For some reason it brought the bed down to like 90. That seems a bit tepid. Yeah, I mean, look how far away that first layer was. You can probably see it from there. It's barely touching the bed. It's a miracle it lasted as long as it did, to be honest. Okay, thank you. I'm going to use this profile for now, but I'll try another one. So bed's going to stay at 100. Any thoughts so far in comparison to the Rat Rig V-Core 3? We really need to do some more printing. Like, I've done half a cube that came off. I think I'm doing 4.5Ks max, although presumably there's different acceleration settings in here as well, isn't there? Speed. There's just so many extra settings in here I'm not familiar with. And I don't like this 3-window, oh, I'm just not used to it. Okay, we've sent another G-code to the thing. Oh, you can't actually see what I'm talking about anyway. So we've got a new one. Can I... No. We're going again. But the one thing for sure is that this needs to be much, much more down. Oh, can I not change it yet? I'll get the accelerations and stuff sorted at one point. Give me a minute to get used to it, eh? This process could definitely be faster, couldn't it? Don't forget to leave a like, by the way. Everyone. Ah, yes. Yeah, it won't let me change it until it actually starts the print, I think. That's... Okay, it did save it. Ooh, this looks really close now. Positively squishy. Ooh. Oh shit. I accidentally set it to 1200%. We can increase the lights as well. Boom. More lights. Boom. More lights. Boom. No lights. Darkness. Right, this is super close to the bed, so this should 100% work. Can I tune acceleration during a print? Printer limits, acceleration. Oh, acceleration seems to be set to 1500. Let's try 3000. Oh, it's checking the entire desk. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, dear God. Hold the desk still! It's it's wobbling everything to death. There you go. The wobbling has reduced somewhat. For some reason it was very wobbly to begin with, and now it's not so bad. But yeah, as long as the frame is rigid enough, it doesn't matter if the desk wobbles. I can't adjust the exhaust fan at the moment. There's no, it's just 100%. It's fixed, unfortunately. I could turn it off. What's the... There should be a thermistor readout for chamber temperature, but I don't see it. Oh well, the top-down camera's on a really long arm, so like that wobbles when I move. So yeah, pretend that doesn't exist. That camera is always wobbly AF. The cover on the side of my extruder is because I have the PCB mod. So yes, it's a bit bigger than the standard cover because there's a whopping great PCB under it. Yeah, I know how to change the fan. I just haven't. That's all. Next step, input shaper. Already did input shaper. Already done, mate. Bashed that one out earlier. Did you get that from the vendor or Voron? I don't understand the question. There you go. Heart 1, 2, 3. I don't know how to say his name. Heart 1, 2. Heart K. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 3. Exactly. Voron doesn't sell anything. Heart works. Heart it is. It's difficult to pronounce a K at the end of that word for me. My mouth does not understand such things. Voron sells dreams. They don't get any money for them. They might produce dreams, but they don't sell them. I've taken the exhaust, what's it, off. I pronounce it as Heart K. Okay, Heart K. Input shaper was in one of the ones today. I think 11. Yes, 11. That was the first one this morning. By the way, spinning cube. Oh, it's going to cover that now as well. It's difficult to manage this malarkey. Should be able to set the speed faster as well. My sharp corners are looking a little bit on the dodgy side. We are going pretty fast though, so would just benefit from some additional cooling. Where did you buy the holographic display to show the 3D model? Bought it from the acrylic shop. It's pretty good, isn't it? What are the chances? Didn't even plan that. I wish I could put more of this on the screen. There you go. Blooming fantastic. Holographic display, overlay, printing, and me down there. What is better, fluid or main cell? No idea. You can reorganize the layout to put important stuff on screen. Top right corner. Adjust dashboard layout. Nice. So we can put... Oh, but now I forget what's in each of them. Maybe we'll put... How do I... Printer limits. Oh, we don't need console there. Oh, servers is what we did. There you go. LED bar clip. LED bar clip is super good. I'm definitely not jealous. Definitely not jealous you were printing before me. Nah, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter who prints first. It's not a race. You have no idea how many months it's taken me to get here. I got my printed forward parts in April this year. That's how long it took me to get this job done. Obviously I didn't really start building till much more recently, but it has been planned, or been trying to get planned for quite a while. Is this ABS? Yes, this is eSun ABS Plus Blue. The colour's a giveaway. How long to print the cube now? Finish at 9:23, so 23 minutes. It's not a standard V6, this is a Dragon high flow. See if we can get over 100 likes. We're on 71. We've got 110 people. There must be some people available to hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit like because this thing awesome. I've not actually compared my own data on Dragon High Flow and Volcano yet. Volcano will probably be outdated at some point. But I mean, this is definitely not the best print in the world. There's definitely plenty of tuning to be done, but it's a good start, I think. What is next? That's a really good question. I need to have a think about what's next. I've been talking to LDO a little bit about what might be next. There's definitely some rat rig stuff that could be next. It's going to be a little while, I think, of me just trying to use this printer, maybe printing loads of parts for a new printer, to try and get some more opinions on the use of it. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time building so far and very little time actually using it. And for me, how easy it is to use a printer is really important, because quite often when I want to print something, I don't want to faff around with things. I'm in the middle of trying to design and develop something. I just want to go, I've got 20 minutes, I need to print this, go, get it done, get it in there, get it checked so I can carry on. So it's that kind of process. It's like, if it doesn't work well, then it won't last. Hopefully it is. Next is, what do you mean? I've already done RatRig vCore 3. RatRig 3 I finished like a month before I started this one. So I am, as far as I know, oh yeah, I'm going to submit this entire video as my serial video. Sure, why not? Here you go. Here's a 2.5 hour video. Maybe I'll just submit all the live streams. Chop them all together as one single video, 50 hours long. What I was going to say is, I think that I'm the only YouTuber person who has a vCore 3 and a Voron at the moment. I'm not sure, I might not be. But I've not seen many people with both. My 0.1 serial bit is legit my 10-hour marathon live stream. Oh, that's good. I like the fact that you didn't even bother to just cut the printing bit off the end. Oh dear. I suppose if you can just submit it as the YouTube link, you might as well just do that. There's no point in putting more effort in than you need to. I do want to do a 0.1 or 0.1 build, V0. It's much easier to do on this very small desk that I have. The footprint of this printer is taking up like a lot of my build space. I don't have much build space. Maybe I should get a V0 kit from LDO. They have a good kit, don't they, for that? Do you reckon I could do... I'm guessing that was not the first V0 you did. Was that a LDO kit that you did as a 10-hour? I'm wondering how it's... I mean, because it's going to be my first time looking at V0. Yeah, okay, maybe I could manage 10 hours. I mean, I don't think I want to do 10-hour live stream, to be honest. Maybe I should ask for that and see if they'll sponsor it. Today I've done, what are we now, an hour and a half into this one. So maybe, I've done 8 hours I think today. No, I've got my heatset machine, so that'll help. Probably not really faster, it's probably slower, but more, I don't know, it's just fun to use. 1 hour config tuning and 1 hour print. think you've earned a beer. I think I probably have. Well, it'd probably be wine for me, but... if you want to know about the probe scenario, you can check my comments. I pinned a comment on episode 10. It's all there about what happened and how to solve it and how I solved it and how you might solve it. It's a bit of a hot mess, this cube. To be honest, not super fantastic. But I've done literally zero tuning and we are printing at 200%, 300%, 200% speed. This extruder is hotter than I would normally print this material. Because it's ABS Plus, I think it generally works a little bit colder, so I normally do 240, whereas this is 250. Which may explain why it's a little bit mushy. It's also super quick layers, so there's not much cooling time. Is this your full-time job? No. I'd quite like it to be, because it's a bloody fun full-time job, I'll tell you that. But no, it's not my full-time job. The part fan is on, I think. I've lost it now that I've reorganised it. Oh, is it 0? Why does it look like it's spinning? Well, it doesn't. Let's get a bit of part cooling fan on there. Oh, it's so good that I can scroll and show you all the things. Oh, blooming fantastic. Nailed that. I don't have a full-time job, but this is not my... I don't have any full... So, Vector 3D is the business. So I work for my business, partly doing this and partly doing some engineering work. So, but engineering work actually pays the bills. This doesn't pay many bills. Pays some of a few bills, but not much. The thing is, 20,000 subscribers is not really enough to pay bills with. I don't get enough views per video in order for lots of money on sponsorships and stuff, so it doesn't even pay for the time that it creates to make a video, to be honest. So if anything, it costs me money to make the videos, which is literally true. Well, I'm rather happy with how this has turned out. I'm definitely getting some quite serious wear on the top edges of the belt. Well, no, both edges. So the lower belt on this side that goes, in fact, everywhere. Any belt that goes around a pulley seems to be rubbing. So maybe there's something we can do about that. The belts are not sitting like centrally on the hub, so it's rubbing on one side. It looks like the issue. Yeah, a smaller size you need to. Really can't do it off ad revenue. No, you can't do it off ad revenue, and you can't really even do it off sponsorships as well. Because even when you're, like, a sponsor will only pay based on how many views they expect the video to get. They're not going to pay you thousands for a video that might get only a few thousand views, because they're paying like $1 a video. It just doesn't make any sense. $1 a view. So yeah, I mean, sponsorships help a lot. Just started working with 3D printers this year and I've been loving every second of it. Completely customized and Mega S, but I'm really liking the look of this Voron. Very good. Glad to have you aboard in the community. There are a lot of small cantilever printers like that. Why do you say it's Prusa Mini clone? I've not seen a Mini doing 530 benchy. Oh, I missed where that was. Oh, Rattray V Minion is just a clone of a Prusa Mini. It's not really. I mean, if you're talking about the style, then if you look at the Ormerod, like this is like early rep wrap. Here you go, boys and girls. There you go. Guess when that printer came out? Who wants to put in a bid for when this printer was released? Can't tell me that's not what a Prusa Mini is today. Which kit was this again? You didn't. This was not a kit. This is all self-source, but kind of sourced, kind of from little kits that other places do. So it's like the gears are all from that Pouge, whatever it's pronounced, Pouger. Honestly, the parts are mostly printed forward, although a lot of them are actually printed by me now. What else was like partial kits? Like a bunch of stuff from 123D, a bunch of stuff from some Mechporium stuffs, like a bunch of the British shops, that kind of stuff. Yeah, Gates belts. You didn't shim those XY joint idlers, correct? There looks like there's... No, I don't think I did. They look like they're sitting... So the idler looks of the bracket sitting like around it like this. The idler's like sitting here. It looks like it would want to go up there. So a shim at the bottom looks like it could help. Lars 50... What is DKK? Man, I'm so bad for currency. Danish krona. Thank you very much. Here's a bit for the Vector 3D Survival Fund. Yeah, survival. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And I see you're always here at the beginning of every stream. Don't worry, I've noticed. Yeah, Lineo harness, so they provided most of the electrical stuff. Although, to be honest, a lot of the terminals and stuff were not super great that came with it, so I've ended up using my own. Pouch scripts are normally gates. Yes. Hunger Games UK is starting to become, isn't it just? It won't be long till we're fighting over food in the streets. But let's not get political about it. This is a 3D printing stream, not an English politics stream. Just trying to gauge noise. Fans are definitely still the loudest. God save the group. Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, everything's improved with a bit of cooling. Quite a lot, actually, I think. I didn't really check what layer that started, but... Is it Z-hopping? Oh yeah, it is. I'm British but live in California, Silicon Valley. I did hope to come back sometime. Now I'm not so sure. My exhaust fan I unplugged, so that's at 0 at the moment. The only fans at the moment are the basement ones. I can't unplug them and I can't really turn them off either. So, how much cost this 3D printer? Well, it's self-sourced, so depending on what you buy, obviously you change the cost. There's a link in the description to a Google Sheets document, and that has all the parts and their approximate values. So that can help you determine how much it is. How long does it take to print a cube? Well, quite a long time if you don't know how to tune a profile or don't have a super fast tuner profile. Got to do a quick ad spot. This live stream would not have been possible without our sponsors, Firmware and Big Tree Tech. Firmware are a 3D printing bed specialist based in Germany. Print is their high-performance, durable print surface designed to grip parts tightly when hot, but release them when cold. Their switch system utilises a strong magnetic sticker and 0.6mm spring steel to allow for easy swapping of bed surfaces. The bed plates offered are made from cast aluminium plate and are extremely flat, helping you get the best adhesion across the whole first layer. All of this can be made to standard sizes or customised upon request. Keep on watching to find out more, or follow the links in the video description. The Big Tree Tech Octopus is a 32-bit control board with loads of connectivity options for performance 3D printers like the Voron 2.4 and RapRig V-Core 3. It can connect up to 8 stepper drivers, 8 fans, 6 end stops, 5 thermistors, 4 heaters plus BL Touch, RGB LEDs, a TFT screen, USB-C and more. Pairing the Octopus with TMC 2209 stepper motor drivers allows for quiet operation using Stealth Chop, performance using Spread Cycle and Stool Guard for sensorless homing. Big Tree Tech also offer a mini 12864 display, which is ideal for the Voron 2.4 design. Check the links in the description to find out more. We are pushing plastic. We're definitely not maximum speed, we're not maxing anything out. It's quite a long print for a 30mm cube. And the quality is not fantastic because it's not a very well tuned profile. But it is a print and it does work, and it's only the second attempt, and the first one only failed because my first layer was absolutely miles away. The aluminium the aluminium plate from Firmware. Is it good? It is. I think so. I am sponsored, but I think so. I've used Firmware since like 2016. The parts I had for Steve, that was Firmware. That's a printer that I designed, Core XY, like years ago. I've used them ever since. I can 100% recommend them, which is why I thought it was great. I know, so no, I haven't measured how flat it is. Obviously, no, I've got all this stuff on it. I can't. But I know from talking to the guy that runs the show there, he's really into making sure the plates that he sells are flat. Like you wouldn't believe the lengths they go to make flat plates. So. And the thing is, once you've already put this not very flat spring steel, this print surface, which could probably have some deviation, and the magnet, which almost certainly has quite a bit of deviation, there's only a limit to how flat that you need that aluminium plate to be once you've got all this stacked on top of it. If you want to check how it comes packed, you can check the first video, because that has unboxing. Maybe not complete unboxing. So it comes with like lots of bubble wrap. I'm pretty sure it was bubble wrap. And then like some cardboard structure around it, I think, if I remember correctly. I can't remember, it was quite a while ago. Did you run a bed mesh? If so, what does it look like in Fluid Tune menu? No, I didn't do a bed mesh. That's one thing I should probably do. Thing is, the surface is probably so blooming flat. So yeah, it's probably so flat that it's barely worth doing, but I might give it a go. Do they sell them for the US? I'm pretty sure they ship globally. You check the link and go try. I'm pretty sure they ship globally. Do you commonly anneal your prints? Just looking for any uncommon tips. No, I've never annealed a print actually. Excellent, thank you, Wodge. Bed mesh can be used to get an idea, but you should always try running without it. Only enable it when you're sure you need it. Yeah, exactly. Aluminum. Aluminum. Yeah, let's not discuss that, eh? To be honest, I normally don't even use either. I just say Ali a lot of the time. Especially, it's just so much quicker to say. And it's totally wrong, so nobody complains. So what are the steps to go from here to a fully tuned profile? Test all the things ever. I've not tuned profiles in years because I'm adamant that I'm not going to do it, so. I mean, generally run a bunch of calibration prints of all different types that test all the different parameters and adjust them according to those prints. That's generally how you would do it. And then obviously do other prints that are more realistic, closer to what you would finally expect your prints to be, rather than just stuff that's kind of made up. Be interesting to know what the chamber temperature is. I can't really check. Ooh. That whole top panel seems to have gone like this. Which makes me think the bottom panel is probably significantly worse. The bottom panel seems to have bowed upwards, weirdly, whilst the top one has bowed downwards. No logic there whatsoever. You have a link sent to you in Discord with an excellent calibration guide written by a printed forward provider. Nice, thank you very much. I'm going to have a lot to do. There's me thinking this was the end of the series and suddenly I've got loads more to do. No, I was joking. I knew there'd always be more. He's adamant he's not going to... Yeah, I am. Absolutely adamant. I do need to do pressure advance. I've done input shape, and the only reason I didn't do pressure advance is because the suggested method used printing. So I can't do stuff during the build that includes printing and then do a first print, because it wouldn't be the first print. And I'm not going to do a boring pressure calibration for my first print. Welcome to New Game Plus. That's exactly what it is. I do need to do my Rat Rig versus Voron. That's going to be a difficult video. I've muted the microphone while I'm eating something because I'm hungry. Right, we're pretty much there at the end of the first print. Well, sort of the second print, but the first end, the second start. It's so close. And I've got some heat-resistant gloves. Check these bad boys out. These are gloves for impatient people. These are subtle. So you barely noticed I had it. You can barely tell. That's funny because you think I still have fingerprints. It's done! It's done! It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Finished the Voron print. La, da, 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 da. It is an oven after all, right? You need oven gloves for an oven. Blimey, Charlie, it's hot in there. Holy bananas. Yes. This plate does hold on rather well to the old parts. Sorry. Right. Yeah, I mean, I knew full well from the very start that the panels needed to be polycarbonate, like, without a doubt. But I also didn't want to pay for polycarbonate. So, you know, there's that. This is ABS Plus, so quite easy to print, really. Kind of want a little pedestal to put my print on. I don't have a Voron themed pedestal. Pedestal. My water bottle is normally quite a good option. So, normally with this print surface, when it's cold, it releases when cool. It does take a little while to cool down. If it's the kind of print where you like leave it running overnight and it has like an hour to cool down or something, so it's like room temperature. After that, you could literally like blow it and it would come off. It's yeah, they come completely unstuck once they're cold. $114 concurrent viewers. Thank you very much, everyone. And we made it to 100 likes. Blooming fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Don't worry, I'll never do that again. It's been a momentous occasion. And I don't think it's the first blue Voron, is it? There must be other blue Vorons. People with a handful of Vorons must have made a blue one, surely. That might have been a bit overzealous, but it's off. I'll wait for that until that's cold, I think. It's still cooling a bit, so that's just going to sit up there. Right. Oh dear. It doesn't look quite so good close up, I'll give you that. It looked better on the printer. So hopefully we'll be able to get a decent close up of this. How close can we get this camera? And have it still focus. Here we go. Oh, come on, you were focused. Come on. There we go. That side is just horrendous. But you can see about halfway where I turned the cooling on, it made a massive difference. Like the bottom half looks pretty garbage. The top half has definitely some improvements. But this top corner here is rubbish, clearly. That's what the top looks like. Little under extruded. There's definitely some weird holes in there. But it's nice smooth top, isn't it? That ironing definitely helps. Maybe I should make, yeah. I mean, I've printed a load of red parts for a rat ring. Maybe I should do a green Voron. And the bottom, I pulled it off a bit soon, so it's a little bit marred, but that's just from impatience. It would be nicer if I hadn't. Ironing seems to be enabled by default in the configuration. I didn't turn it on, but it does. I'm pretty sure that's doing some ironing, isn't it? Do I have any mods planned? I don't have anything planned at the moment, but it doesn't mean nothing's going to happen. It just means it's not specifically planned. I need to take a break. Which is the best side? Maybe this one? But the cooling just made an enormous difference. If I'd had that on from the start, we'd be in a very different position now. Recirculating air filter is definitely, so at the moment, so let's have a quick mods talk, shall we? Give me your mod suggestions, because at the moment I've got on the list a Nevermore filter. I don't know what it is, but somebody told me that. Some handles, so some stronger handles. So, well, some handles so that they exist. 270 hinges for the door, and some acrylic panels that actually bloody fit. So, ERCF, that's the Enraged Rabbit something multi-material, isn't it? Titanium backers for gantry, that sounds exorbitant. Clicky probe. ABBN afterburner. Carrot feeder. Yeah, that's the ERCF, isn't it? ABBN, if you're going to print a lot of... I'm not planning to print any PLA. If I print anything other than ABS on this machine, or anything lower temperature than ABS, I'd be surprised. Backer sounds, yeah. Purge bucket on nozzle scrubber. Is there a mod that I can test, or do I need to design something? .270 hinges I've got on the list. Carrot feeder. ABBN is nice even with ABS. Keeps ducts in better shape and cools hot and better. ABBN in user mods. Honestly, I run mine stock for the most part and zero issues. Yeah. I'm not thinking mods because I need them. I'm thinking mods because people want to test them. People want to know if it's worth having. So if I ask people what they want, then I can test those ones and they'll get an answer. Doom. I already have the Doom PCBs, if that's what you're talking about. They're already in. Oh, that might be where the screw came from. The in the assembly manual, I think the 4 screws for the lower rail, it never said to tighten them, so I didn't tighten them. And I think one came out at the start of the print, because obviously they would have loosened a lot from doing the vibration testing for input shaper earlier. That's so good. Oh dear. Might tighten those screws. That's probably a good idea. Oh dear. So on my list now, Nevermore filter, handles, 270 hinges, enraged rabbit carrot feeder, clicky probe, maybe ABBN afterburner, although maybe unlikely, and then a generic purge bucket or nozzle scrubber. The speakers, if that's quite a cool idea. How much ABS is there in your speaker design? Of course you said speakers. I've not bought any of your speakers yet. I'm trying to think where I could put speakers that would be kind of fun. Oh, Jimmy's putting electronics on top. Nah, I'm alright. Well, I'll look into it. Decontaminator. I mean, an oven would be cool. At one point, I do want to be able to print Peak at home, just because the lols. But obviously, you need like filament ovens and vacuum chambers and all sorts of other metallic spools and bed surface, or just all sorts of other magic. Ah, yes, MGN 12X mod. Oh yeah, I wasn't planning to put Peak in a Voron. Definitely not with printed parts. You'd need the printed parts made out of Peak in order to do it. And the what's-its are in the chamber anyway, so you couldn't really. Yeah, Peak's about £600 a kilo. I mean, this is not for everyday printing. This is for making entertaining videos, remember? I can. Yeah, sorry, I've not been good at sharing some of my other design files. I have intended to, and it's just difficult to keep up with everything as I'm going. So that's the Fusion 360 file for the hollowed out LED clips. These ones are the full length, so they should be correct spacing. I think I set it up to have correct spacing for the LEDs, so you can bunch them all together, and then your 16.67mm separation should come out just about bang on. Yeah, this hinge is the other way up for some reason. The thing is, I think there are left and right hinges, and one of them's just different. It doesn't matter. I don't really like the hinges anyway. They're a bit of a mess, and the panels don't fit. So there's that. So, my nose is going absolutely wild, and I think it's because of the ABS-ness going on here. So, I need to get out of this room. I don't like sitting next to ABS printing. It's not a good idea. So, yes, we've done it. We printed a cube on a Voron, and it took a little while, but we did make it in the end. It's been how many hours today? Like 8.5 hours, something now? Quite a little while. It's been a long day, but we made it through, made all the changes we need to, and we've got a blooming fantastic printer out the back of it. What an absolute beast of a machine this is. Look at it. Just look at it. You can see the actual one and then the STL in the background. Amazing camera skills. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this series has been good for you. Thank you once again, of course, to the sponsors. This wouldn't have been possible at all without them. So you got to hand it to them. They did a good job, well, of sponsoring me. What an excellent job they did. And of course the parts are in the machine. The bed from Filler Farm and the electronics, the control board and screen from Big Tree Tech, and of course the drivers. So that octopus board, single board for Voron 2.4, blooming fantastic. This won't be the last you see of this printer, definitely. And of course now I've got the rat rig and this printer together, it's time to have some fun. So stay tuned for some competitive 3D printing. I think that's what it's time for. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you in the next one. Good evening, good night, good day, good morning, and goodbye.